What's up, everybody? Welcome into another episode of Profit Picks. If you are new, we do always start this show by being transparent. We don't do shows on the weekend, so not the most to talk about, but there were some games. We did talk about those games. Um, I think Sunday I went 4-3. Saturday I went 1-1. So it was an okay weekend. But the week in general have been really good for me. Vino, Um, yeah, the week in general, I think I had went 30-9 or something like that. At least in the NBA. So it's good. Try to keep it going here this week. Good to be back with you. How's everything going with you?
Things are good here, Skee. If I could get out from underneath the 12, 13, 14 inches of snow that we got piled up on us,
Oh
it's
boy,
crazy. It
everywhere.
is so cold. I'm telling you what, so cold. But real quick, my weekend was really devoted to college basketball and NFL football. So I did not play NBA over the weekend. The last time I played was Friday. I have a hard time even remembering Friday, to tell you the God's honest truth. But I can tell you that over the weekend, college hoop went 7-5. NFL yesterday, couple of winners with Denver plus the Rams game over. I think we discussed both here on this show, but I did have Denver team total over 17 and a half, which did not get there. So not quite as good as I would have wanted it, but still the plus points worked. And the Rams Seattle certainly actually could have alternative line that up about 14 points and still got in there, got paid better, but worked out well.
Yeah, that over was easy in that Rams game. All right, let's get to some of today's action. I mean, they're already playing some basketball. So we do have another one starting up in about an hour. I'm assuming they're playing these games because of the storm or something.
Yeah.
Um, okay. Sixers, Hornets. That opened up -1.5 for the Sixers. It's flipped to -2 for the Hornets. Total open 230 is down to two, or is down as low as 228. Plumlee and KJ Simpson out for the Hornets. Bassey, Embiid, and George out for the Sixers. Um, I would I would agree with the line move here. Um, you know, I just really trust the entire Hornets roster more right now at home. Um, I think it's telling that they're the favorite. I think they'll win this game, Ravino. How do you view this one?
Yeah, I'm going to agree, Ski. Maybe not for all the fundamental reasons, even though Charlotte would be a pretty good side here, but it wasn't easy to get out of here in Philadelphia. They had to make the trip. Now you get this thing pushed up time wise. I don't think that benefits Philadelphia at all. Charlotte certainly is going to want to run a little bit against this team. So I can agree with the line movement for situational purposes here. Total's gone down from 230 to 228 and a half. I always have trouble with these like weekday afternoon games where you don't really know. It's against the players' body clocks to be to come out of the gates quickly here. So generally, I would look towards under in these situations. I'm trying to think back to Martin Luther King Day. I think we had a bunch of unders early on that day too. I'd have to go back and look, but I think I remember that. So maybe the total movement is correct as well. But as for the game, Charlotte's playing pretty good basketball. I know we've documented the numbers a couple of times here. They've been better defensively over the last 10 games or so, very good offensively. I would probably trust Charlotte here more on a situational basis.
All right, let's keep going. I don't feel too strong about that one. I think I'm going to let that one pass. Magic and Cavs. We did just see this. This time it opened up Cavs -4.5. Looks like 6.5. Total open 225.5. Looks like 226 for the Cavs. You do have Merrill and Hunter both questionable. Still no Garland, no Struce. For the Magic, Castleton and Franz Wagner out. Um, you know, I had the thought of fading the Magic and fading the Grizzlies after they returned from that trip, and neither one I don't think has covered a spread. Um, does it continue here tonight? I just I like to think it does. I just haven't bet it. What do you think?
Well, where Cleveland's concerned nowadays, Ski, I always refer to your phrase, if you can't get stops, I can't trust you. But there's also the thing with Cleveland that you've pointed out before, that if they're off of a bad loss, they're usually a good play. They're not necessarily off of a bad loss, so that doesn't come into effect. Hey, this is tough because I would like to take Orlando just because even if Cleveland wins, they're not the type of team that I want to go ahead and lay this kind of price with. But Orlando's, as you mentioned, since they've come back from that trip, they've been bad. Um, so it makes it really difficult here. I think with Cleveland, last time we talked, in fact, I remember saying that their offense without Sam Merrill and without Darius Garland had suffered. They put up like 94 and 104 in back to backs, but then they came back and scored big. So I could almost see an over here because one lingering problem for Orlando that, we kind of caught on to at the beginning of the year is since the change in philosophy, they really haven't been the same defensive team at all. They give up points, and Cleveland showing us now that their offense, even without Garland and Merrill, and maybe you potentially have Merrill here, who knows, but they're able to score. So I think my best look would be over 226. I scanned the board here real quick and see some 225 and a halves out there as well. Haven't played it, but that would be my best look. Orlando, Cleveland over the 225 and a half.
All right, let's keep going to Memphis and Houston. This one opened up -12, is down to 10 for the Rockets. Total open 220 and a half, and that one's up. It's looks like 224 and a half everywhere. Let's look at these injuries for the Rockets. Holiday's probable, no Adams. For the Grizzlies, laundry list per usual. Pippen, Morant, Jerome, Edie, Clark, all out. Aldama looks like he's questionable. I didn't look at this one too much from a side perspective, but I do like Jock Londell. He was balling last game, and I think he's has a chance to do it again here tonight. I think that the Rockets' inside defense is not as good without Steven Adams, and yeah, I just like him to keep balling. He's hit his number 8 of the last 10 games. I think he'll do it again here tonight. 12 and a half points. Anything from you here, Vino? Grizzlies and Rockets?
Yeah, Grizzlies are kind of a one-way ticket anymore. Their results sidewise are kind of sporadic. When I don't think they're going to play well, they play well. When I do think they might play well, they don't. But no matter what, they just don't play very good defensively. Houston's got every capability to crash their team total this tonight, this evening. And for the Houston side, I just don't know what kind of intensity you put into this game against Memphis. Ja's now out for like 3 weeks. I think mostly because they just want to trade him. I don't know that there's anything seriously wrong with him, but certainly they don't want to get him hurt by having him in the game. So the team is used to playing without him. I think if Houston softens up at all defensively, and you mentioned without Adams, the board work, the rim defense is kind of lets down a little bit. So I think over Ski, this number is pushed. I agree with it. 220 up to 224 and a half. Don't see why it wouldn't get there. Like I said, if Houston can find their mark and find, the 119, 120 range, then Memphis will do the rest. So I'm probably in a day where I haven't made a bet yet in the NBA, I'm probably going to get to that one first. Memphis, Houston over the total.
And you're a little late to the party, Rob Vino.
What's it
um,
say? Oh, for the
two-
over.
yeah, for the over.
Yeah. Ass end of the line,
But
Ski.
yeah, I still think it can get there though. I do think it can get there. Um, let's see. Everybody's dealing with that snow, Rob Vino, and Mark says condolences on the Broncos.
Yeah, well, we didn't expect much, but we didn't get much in return either. Oh man.
All right, we'll talk about one of my teams now. Lakers and Bulls opened up -3. Looks like it's down to 1. Total open 232 and a half, and it's up as high as 235 and a half. Reeves and Thiero are both out. Jones, doubtful, and Collins still out for the Bulls. Um, Lakers did get that win, and Luka's return to Dallas. Um, I like a few things. Maybe I'm waiting for Jackson Hayes props too, just because I feel like he plays better with the current lineup than Aiden, and Aiden is just ass right now. He's gotten benched a couple of times, so I was kind of waiting for his prop. I played it once over the weekend. His points was like 4.5. I think that's very doable. I like LeBron. They raised it from 12.5 to 13.5. I like him. Rebounds and assists. I think he'll continue to do that. I don't know so much that I like the Lakers though, Rob Veno. Anything for you here?
Well, I'll say this: the Bulls have been playing good as far as covering numbers is concerned. 6-2 last 8. 6-2 team total over the number. We see the jump in total here, 232.5, all the way up to 235.5. I know that for the most part, the Lakers haven't played real good defense this season. They're not to be trusted on that end. And Chicago's team total here is only 117.5 in a game that could get to be pretty high scoring. Since Josh Giddey's returned, the Chicago offense has been pretty solid as well. It didn't take long to reintegrate him back into the lineup. It didn't cause any real disruption. So I don't know why. I guess I'm asking myself this question. I don't know why I wouldn't look at the Chicago Bulls team total here over 117.5, trying to pick who's going to win or lose is a little bit difficult in this situation. LA was down, fairly big to Dallas late in that game the other day, and they came back and won it. So they showed some heart. But again, their defensive ability just, I don't know, against a team that's playing as well as the Bulls are, especially on the offensive end and covering numbers. I don't want to get there with this side, but 117.5, asking Chicago to get to 118 looks pretty doable to me.
I would agree with that. Lakers defense, it's not trustworthy still right now. Um, and like they said in the chat, B Man says Bulls offense has been good. I mean, I like what I've been seeing from the Bulls offense. They're sharing the ball, getting good shots, hitting them shots. Kobe White had a few hot games. I think that Bulls team total could be a very good look. And the market, did push this game up a few points. So I think that Chicago team total is definitely worth the look there, Rob. Good stuff on that. Blazers and Celtics opened up -8. Still see 8 or 7.5. Total open 223.5. And let's see, 224.5, 225.5. It's kind of all over the place. For the injury report, laundry list for Portland, you have Denny, Robert Williams, both questionable. Scoot, Murray, Reith, Tybalt, Wesley, all out. Garza, Manat, Kada, all questionable for Celtics. And I don't really have a strong opinion on this one. I don't think, Rob, So what do you like here? Market likes it over. Do you agree on this one too?
Well, I have to reserve thought because it's me this time stopping the show, Skee. I'm
Oh, it's
stopping the
okay.
show while I put.
Do your thing.
Hold on, just give me a second.
I
I'm
um
putting.
I would say I agree with the total though, just because, and I'm pulling it up right here. Portland, I feel like has been playing up tempo. Yeah, they are top 10 in pace. Says they're top 5 defensive rated team as well in that span, but I just think this game will be played up tempo. I trust the Celtics offense, and as long as Denny plays, I think the Blazers will be able to put up their share of points. Trying to look at that above the break 3 defense. You know what? The Blazers above the break 3 defense has been good. Number 3. That's what the Celtics want to do. Both teams really are shooting a lot of threes. It's tough. I say I lean towards the over. Maybe I lean towards the Blazers here. Yeah.
Okay, I'm good.
You agree with Blazers are over?
I would agree with Blazers, Skee. Celtics have not played that great the last couple of games. This is a team to me, and we caught them in a hot streak. Commented a couple of times about how they were making shots, how they were covering games. I got lucky enough to be on them a couple of those spots, but here last 2 games, not real great performances out of Boston. And with Portland again, I was faked out the other night. I forget which night it was. I played Toronto Portland. It was probably last Thursday. Toronto Portland over the total, under the assumption that came late in the day that Denny Abdia was going to return to the lineup. He didn't return on that particular night, and the Blazers only scored 96, I think. So I wound up losing that bet. But here, I always like to say that when a team goes on a road trip, the early game of the road trip is usually the most important one to them. So I would probably lean Portland here with Abdia back in the lineup and Boston not playing as well. And Portland, one quote that sticks with me for the last, I would say, 2 weeks is Drew Holiday, who has endorsed this team, telling the fans, you're going to love what you see out of these guys in the future, because he said, and I'm paraphrasing here, something to the effect that they are as exciting and as together a bunch as he's been around. So I'd probably try Portland here. Haven't bet it, but I don't know that it's that great to trust Boston in this spot.
All right. We'll move to the next game, last game on the slate, and it's moving. It's moving right now. I believe we got some injury news. By the way, it's moving. So I'll refresh the injury report, and this one opened
Steve
up
Kerr.
-6. Yeah, yeah. Your boy Steve Kerr, you know how he does.
He's at it again.
It opened up 6 and looks like I mean, it's all over the place because it's moving, but it looks like it might end up at 9. Um,
I think we
Steph
got
Curry
Steph questionable now. Yep.
and Dre, both questionable. Horford out, Melton out, Kaminga out, Terrence Shannon Jr. still doubtful. Yeah, I mean, this is an absolute Timberwolves spot. I mean, they got smoked yesterday. There's a lot of stuff going on, over there in Mini, and they looked like they didn't really care to play, honestly. Um, I think that you'll get a much better effort here in this game, and they'll definitely have a better opportunity if there's no Steph and no Draymond out there. So, um, I think this is the one situation where you get on Minnesota early. I took them first half -3.5. I'm sure that's gone now, but that's the way I like this game. Let me see what you can get here for first half. There's 1 3.5.
You might still find it, Ski. I see him out there.
I see 1 3.5. I see some 4s. It's probably going to end up at 4.5, but I think they're going to cover all those numbers. Anything for you here, Rob Veno?
I agree, and I kind of scold myself now that and my mind was so distracted by football last night and college basketball overnight as I prepped for the full court press show here, that this should have been the most obvious play on the board to me. Steve Kerr won the front end of a back-to-back yesterday. Of course he's going to sit everybody tonight. I don't know what I was even thinking or not thinking, but the good news for me is that I did not close the app after I made that Chicago team total bet, so I can just use this cursor and go back in. But Minnesota is a definite play here. Ski, I even like him full game here. Steve Kerr has a history of just letting go of the rope in these seconds of back-to-backs. He just doesn't really care. In fact, I read a quote last week. Man, I wish I still had it, of a situation where they were in a back-to-back, and he flat out said, I wasn't going to put the guys back in and chase or whatever. So yeah, Minnesota for me, no matter how you want to play it. Our buddy Jay Money used to have that saying, I don't know, trifecta, I think, first quarter, first half,
Yep.
full game. I think you could take any of those here.
And I'm seeing Superbook putting up a 5 now. Circa still slow to move at 4. Caesars still, I mean, maybe this odd screen's a little slow. Maybe it's already moved. Maybe I should actually, well, my phone's on the charger, so I can't open up the app and actually look.
Oh, no.
I'm trying, you guys. I already made my bet, though, so
okay.
I'm good with that. Yeah, my bet was made hours ago.
See, you were on the trigger this morning. I wasn't.
All right. And just like that, Superbook moved back down to 4.5. But you get the point. So Vino, I think we did a pretty good job here today. We're gonna, before we move it over to best bets, let's see. It's not that day yet, tomorrow, but we'll put this up there, right? 7-day all access for $69. That is 7 days for the price of three. All sports, all access. So a good way to get involved if you would like to. With that said, Vino, I'm going to pass it to you for best bets. Ask you if there's anything else you'd like to promote, and if you have a best bet for the show, we'd love to hear it. If you don't, all good.
Yeah, I like the promotion you just put up there, Ski. That's a popular one over at wagertalk.com. Covers everything. We are kind of light on football action anymore, so it turns its attention totally to college basketball, NBA basketball. For what it's worth, my Super Bowl play, one of them, I'll have a bunch of props along with more bets, but my bet on the game and my play on the game will be up and available later on this afternoon. So if you want to get in on the Super Bowl number early, go ahead and check it out, wagertalk.com. Best bets. Listen, I just made two while we talk, so I can give one out now. And the one I'll use is the Chicago Bulls team total over 117.5. I just think that in that game, I said it, you reiterated it, the chat reiterated it. The Chicago offense looks really good right now. 6 out of their last 8 up and over their team total. Lakers defensively, not always that good. That might be being polite, but I think that's the best way to say it. So I'll take best bet Chicago Bulls team total over 117.5.
I like it. For myself, like I told you guys, I tried to help you before stuff started moving, but Minnesota first half is going to be my best bet for the show. And stuff has been good, man. I think that 7-day um, thing is a good pass. If you're with me for the past 7 days, it's been great. I won, I think, like I said, 30 of the last 39 NBA for sure. I've won. And I'm just gonna remind everybody that I do have that NBA and college package that they put up. You pretty much get $150 off, and you'll get both of them for the entire season, including playoffs. So if you want to get involved, there's that. Tonight's best bet for the show, once again, Minnesota first half. I think they're gonna blow Golden State out. So I think any number that you get is good. Vino, it's nice to be back doing the show with you again this week. Appreciate you taking the time to break down the games with me. Chat, we appreciate all of you tapping in. If you enjoyed the show, if we helped you a little bit, hit the like button for us. Best of luck, everybody, with all your action. We'll be back again tomorrow. We'll see you then.